Well, hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of May, right through the end of June 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details. I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Pisces, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Pisces? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to see regarding their finances and their career path? Well, the first card there is the Wheel of Fortune. So that is an indication that things are going to get better. Some nice surprises available to you in the next coming weeks and months there, but we will tap in a little bit deeper. It is in your protagonist energy, so some of you are working super hard towards making your own luck. This is a card that indicates good fortune, a turning point. If you felt that the career environment or life in general at this moment in time has been super difficult, I feel some of you are super exhausted there because we have that Hermit energy there. And this is really a time where you're looking at your options in order to follow your heart and really kind of fall in love with what you do again. Because some of you, when we work so hard in some area, even though we love it, sometimes it becomes a repetitive cycle, or we start to feel like we're on autopilot. And some of you, especially with that level of exhaustion there, or feeling overstretched, or looking at your career like, wow, it's a long, hard slog, you know, it can indicate that some of you are just in need of a little bit more inspiration. Or, the Devil card there is your first kind of opening card, and that can indicate some of you are feeling a little bit stuck, or maybe you're even sort of working in a very toxic environment. It could be really competitive. Maybe there's no support. Maybe there's no kind of like camaraderie. It could even indicate that there's office politics if you work in an office, or it could mean that the industry kind of really is like a machine. Whatever industry it is that you work for, it's like they just want productivity and they just see you as like another number. So I feel some of you are looking at moving into an arena or changing some aspect about your working conditions to make sure that you are valued, you know. So whether it's you are an entrepreneur and you're just, working really hard to create a business and, be financially independent, or whether it is you work for a company, it just feels like right now things are difficult. And I see that there is a fortunate change happening that will bring you into better times, more alignment. We got King of Cups here. So this is all about loving what you do. And some of you are thinking about going solo. If you actually are not an entrepreneur just yet, I feel that this is you kind of thinking about other opportunities, trying to set up on your own, or even launch something that's really creative that will become a business as you move on with it. I get a sense here that things are increasing, but let's see what else is coming out before we get deeper into your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Anything more my beautiful Pisceans need to be aware of? Page of Swords. So there is some sort of news coming in here that you will be very curious about. I definitely see new projects, new ways of approaching things, but I feel there's something here that is going to make your heart really sing with joy. There's something that perhaps you've been making your focus that is going to really sort of come to fruition. It feels like you celebrate this, whatever this is. However, let's address your first cards first. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And when it comes to your protagonist energy, this of course means that you are looking at your options in order to turn things around in your favor. But ultimately, also, there's some divine timing at hand here where suddenly I feel an opportunity out of the blue comes in. And we got the Four of Cups. This can indicate some of you are feeling a little bit bored in your circumstances, or you just feel like the environment is oversaturated. You may feel that something didn't go the way you'd planned or hoped for. And some of you may even have loved what you do, but you're just feeling a little bit unfulfilled right now. You're feeling that you've come as far as you can with whatever it is that you do. And it's this energy of wanting to expand or wanting to approach things in a different way that brings more spontaneity, more sort of revitalized spirit, shall we say, for whatever it is that you do. Because, of course, when we invest in a career, it's for the long term. So I feel like you're very dedicated to whatever it is you do there. But that Wheel of Fortune, for some of you, you may feel that you want to take more of a risk in your current circumstances. So, for example, with that Four of Cups, it can indicate that you are not seeing any opportunities right now. You're feeling that it's just the same old thing, just a different day. You may feel like you're in a repetitive cycle there, because Wheels of Fortune, they don't just represent better opportunity and prosperity ahead. They also highlight a cycle of repeat. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. Some days feel better than others, and it's all about a cycle that we sort of invest in order to get to where we want to go. So this is about your diligence, it's about your endurance, and it's also about your commitment to prosperity. Sometimes, you're working really hard and you have a goal, of course, and you will reach that goal. But sometimes when you're in the midst of working towards whatever it is, it just feels like a long, hard road, and it feels like there's no end in sight sometimes. Sometimes, even though we know the goal that we're working hard towards, it requires extra energy or extra tenacity and extra sort of power to move through the difficult periods. But I feel like you're sustaining your energy and you're not even aware yet that the universe is delivering a nice little surprise for you, because the Wheel of Fortune is, divine opportunities. And as you can see with that Four of Cups there, this figure is kind of looking to the future, already having experienced those three cups, thinking, okay, what else? And the universe is saying, well, this is a surprise. It is going to be more rewarding and more fulfilling than anything you've been experiencing recently. So keep your eyes peeled for new opportunities. There is something here coming in that is going to raise a level of curiosity that you want to dig a little bit deeper on. And if you are actually taking the reins yourself and trying to change some aspect of your career, whether it's launch a new opportunity, whether it's launch a business, whether it is, to be bold and put out some feelers for a promotion in the career sector that you're in right now, or even if you're an entrepreneur and you're thinking about partnering up or having a sponsorship deal or a branding deal, some of you need to investigate things further before you actually launch it and get your strategy, your plan in place. Because I feel like you want to stretch your mind a little bit more. And, I feel with the Lover's card at the end, it means that you're manifesting new opportunities that are completely in alignment with your heart. But there are some options available to you in the next coming weeks. Things that perhaps you're not even aware of right now are going to suddenly show up for you. And you have to make a major decision at the end of June. And this could indicate there's one opportunity in particular that really has captured your heart, and you're going to run with that because you're following your heart. You've got a King of Cups there and the Lover's card. So ultimately, you're aligning yourself with your soul's life and mission and purpose, your true calling. But the Devil card is here. Now, the Devil card can indicate, especially if there's new opportunities coming in, it means it kind of like questions the status quo. So, if you're in a cycle of repeat, you're comfortable in a working environment right now, and you may feel like you've come as far as you can, and there's nothing more you can do with it. So you're just, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, sometimes we can coast at a level because it feels comfortable. We like to know where our money's coming from, and it just feels like it's ticking over and it's nice. And you may be wondering, is there any opportunity to increase finances, step into a promotion? For some some of you, you've been working hard towards a promotion for a while and it may not have materialized. But as you move through the next coming weeks, I actually see something being available. So I feel there's someone here. If you work for a company, for example, it feels like there's a couple of people leaving the environment that you work in, and it opens up new opportunities. So for some of you, I feel the majority energy is that these people who are leaving, they're actually doing it of their own accord to either launch new businesses, become consultants, or move into different sectors. And it actually opens up a lot of opportunity. There will be some delegation of work, so you may actually see a little bit more work this month. But actually, I see it sets you up for moving into a new department or even a new role. So I do feel there's promotion vibes going on in this particular reading. And for some of you, if you're an entrepreneur, for example, you could see some people retire from your industry, and it just opens up like the next wave of talent, and for people to sort of step up into the new roles and into the new kind of like iconic positions where people look towards you for your business or whatever it is that you do. So I feel like there's like a new wave coming, if that makes sense. So I feel like you're the next wave, as it were. I feel, people are kind of like more interested in you and what you have to offer, the career sector. So more clientele, more people being drawn or paying attention to whatever it is that you do, especially if you're on social media, for example. I feel like all eyes are on you. And I feel with the Devil card, there is an energy here. I've got a couple of energies with the Devil card, because the Devil card is not an evil card. I always say this. It's a card that highlights where we're feeling stuck, okay? And this is like, if you are feeling stuck, how can you utilize, your imagination, your vision, your tenacity and drive to change your circumstances? Because right now you're seeing that for some area of your career, you're feeling a little bit stuck and you want to change things. And I feel like you're opening yourself up to that level of change. But also the Devil card can be like you following your passions. It could indicate that, you are someone who is a workaholic. And if you are a workaholic, I feel with that Four of Cups, you got to ask yourself, of course, you're doing a great job. You're working really hard. You're really making an impact in your industry or in your company. But are you feeling fulfilled? Because the Devil card with the Four of Cups is basically asking you, what is it that you're expecting? Are you receiving what you're expecting? And if you're not, how can you change that? For some of you, I actually feel like there is an opportunity being offered to you, but you may even refuse it over the next coming weeks and months because another opportunity is being made available to you. I see two here. So whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you are someone who works, for a company, I feel there is an opportunity coming first that you look at and you feel, you know what, that's not what I'm hoping for. I feel there's negotiation here, or it could be that you flat out refuse something, because the card, the Four of Cups, the card basically means refusal of something that is being offered as well. And I feel it's really important to recognize if it doesn't feel right, don't sweat it. It's not for you, okay? So I feel like you're in charge of some sort of refusal here, but some of you beautiful Pisceans, you may actually have had a disappointment and you may have seen an opportunity not go your way and you're feeling a little bit fed up. It didn't go the way that you expected, and you may actually feel a slight sort of discouragement. It's almost like if you felt like you were passed up, it's because the universe sometimes closes doors on us on purpose, because they're like, you know what, I know what really lies for you on the other side of that door, and it's not right for you, because the universe can see ahead, of course, and the door will remain shut. It doesn't mean that opportunities are not right for you. It just means either not at this time, or there's something there that is negative that would bond you and keep you stuck in that position, and you'd feel even worse, or you would feel very stuck in the situation. So sometimes a door closes on purpose, and I feel that's because in your situation, I see another door opening up for you. Something that when you look back in a couple of years' time, you're going to be like, wow, I'm really glad that other opportunity didn't go my way, because if it did, I wouldn't be where I am now. So I feel that, this feels very much like even when you look back in a couple of years' time, you're going to be so glad that things that are happening right now happened, even though it may feel a little bit uncomfortable, because the Devil card can be like, an uncomfortable feeling, for example. I mean, with the Devil card and the Four of Cups, it can also indicate some of you are just so fed up with a toxic environment, or fed up that there's no support, that you're working really hard. It's almost like you're on a production line of productivity, and it just feels like, you're another number, and you're not. Okay, so this is about you embracing your individuality. This is about you, searching for something that's more rewarding. Also, these two cards can indicate some of you are just like bored with where you're at right now, that you have established yourself in a position as being the best at what you do, and you may feel that there's no room for maneuver. You've hit a glass ceiling, or you've come as far as you can in a situation, and you're like, what's next? So I feel like right now, that some of you are looking to the future of what's next, because you're feeling that you need to change, because that Wheel of Fortune is like shift, change, or diversify in some way. And I feel like a cycle of opportunity is about to come towards you, and it's like you're going to embrace that wave of opportunity. Okay. Now, I'm being given by my guides a song, so I'm not really sure how it is relevant with this particular reading so far, but let me just tap into it. It's a very dated song, is what I want to say. If I can identify the person who's singing, it almost sounds like Frank Sinatra. Okay, so I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to look it up, but I can't know every song in the universe that is thrown at me in these readings, but it sounds familiar, so I'll just give you the lyrics that I can hear. Don't you know each cloud contains pennies, I think it said, from heaven. You'll find your fortune falling all over town, I think it was. Be sure your umbrella is upside down. If you want things you love, you must have showers. Okay, I understand now. So that song, I mean, that's a very unique song that wouldn't play every day, of course. So I feel when you hear that song, this indicates an opportunity. It's almost like out of difficulty and adversity comes an opportunity. So I feel some of you, especially with these cards, it's like this is what's on the earthly plane right now. Things are difficult, things are hard, but fortune is about to shine its wonderful light upon you. And I mean, that song actually is relevant, I guess, to this reading, because it indicates that you may feel really fed up right now, or you may feel that things are hard, or a bit of a struggle, and you're trying to just almost like move through mud to try and re-inspire yourself. But ultimately, I feel the reward is going to be so great that it's worth it. So, sometimes as well, when there are difficult conditions, that's when we can really thrive and really, tap into a level of abundance that isn't readily available every other day. So I feel some of you, there's this major energy of turning things around. Listen out for that song. It's so unique. I mean, I want to say it's called something like Pennies from Heaven, or Coins, maybe, Pennies from Heaven. I want to say Frank Sinatra, but I almost feel like it's not. So weird. I'm going to have to look it up. So anyway, let's move on from that song, but listen out for it. We do have the Hermit energy, and it's in the resistance position. Now, I have to say this, and maybe nobody's going to like what I have to say on this one, but anyway, I'm getting an energy of a mistake. Okay, so this could be someone else's mistake, or it could be your mistake. I'm not being given the energy right now. So there may be like a small mistake that occurs in the month of June in particular, but it's rectified. I do see that it will work out all right, but you may need to go back on something or revisit something. I feel it's because someone goes too fast or is pressurized to do something, and it feels like something is missed. Okay, so that's coming up there. Now, this could be, I mean, with the Knight of Wands there, again in a resistance position, it could be that it's someone else's mistake who sort of rushes too quickly, and there's an error there, and you may have to pick up the slack there, or you may have to revisit it. That's what's coming out there as well. Now, some of you beautiful Pisceans, because I'm going to move away from that energy because I see it's rectifiable. It's not a big deal, so don't sweat it. It's almost like I'm looking at your reading and like, don't sweat the small stuff, because there's some really great stuff to come in. And sometimes these little glitches or blimps, shall we say, suddenly kind of like come our way to slow us down a little bit, to pay attention, to enjoy the process. And with this Hermit energy, I feel some of you are thinking about either going solo, being independent, and if you're already an entrepreneur, it can indicate that things have been hard, but there is a turn of events that you will see things work out better, and it's more about you enjoying what you do, being grateful for what you have so far, which of course I see that you are, and you're going to move through this difficult period. So if you felt there's been a bit of a slump in a seasonal kind of way of business, you're going to see things pick up pace in a really nice way that benefits you. For some of you beautiful Pisceans, whatever career you work in, you may have felt really isolated or just a little bit alone with no appreciation or no support. And I definitely see that that is going to change. And I feel, you are someone who may even be headhunted in the next coming weeks and months, because that Page of Swords indicates someone is watching you and really loves what you do. And there are opportunities for people like you who go above and beyond, okay? Also, I feel some of you have been really enduring a very difficult situation. You are searching for inspiration. This month is going to be full of new ideas. I feel, of course, some of you are really exhausted and in need of a break, but I feel you're going to recharge your batteries and have so much energy available to you to be very productive and kind of like very organized. If you haven't been so organized recently, I feel like you're going to be extra organized in the month of June in particular. And I feel with that Hermit energy, this is kind of an energy as well that some of you, again, if you've been feeling very stuck, you're going to come out of that stuck energy, because the Hermit does not go into the cave of life until they're feeling a little bit jaded, exhausted, or fed up with the way things have been going. And it's almost like taking a withdrawal period to really get clear on what it is that you want for your path, to really kind of see that your efforts are actually coming full circle and actually making a difference, which they are, okay? But if you've established yourself in a position for a long time, it can indicate that you've done everything you possibly can with this role. So now you're looking for opportunities to either level up, because I'm actually seeing someone in the water right now reading a newspaper. So, and I'm seeing the front of the newspaper, and it's got, what do you call it? It's like a graph, and it has like a little graph, and the arrow is pointing up, and it says steady rise, next level on it. Steady rise. Okay, so, I mean, this could be news. I mean, this person is reading a newspaper. So if I'm symbolically decoding that image that I can see in the water, it could be that you're going to get some news in the next 6 weeks or so that indicates that there is you having a stepping stone into something that is next level in your career, okay? Or you're steadily rising to the top, as it were. Or you're going to hear news of promotions being available or roles being available that you will put the feelers out for. But ultimately, I actually see that you're already being watched for these promotions. And if you're an entrepreneur, for example, I feel like you're garnering more attention from people in your industry as someone to watch, but also I feel that more people are drawn towards you for your business or services, or whatever it is that you do, okay? Now, the Hermit, because my guides won't let me put this one down, the Hermit energy, there is an energy here, of course, of being on a personal quest for truth. Are you really happy with where you're at? Are you getting the finances that you deserve for all the effort that you're making? Because the Devil card and the Four of Cups can indicate that you are working super hard, almost like obsessively working towards something, and you're wondering what it's all for. Is this it? Okay. But I see here that there is like the holy grail of opportunities, or even the holy grail of rewards coming for you. And it is worth it, whatever it is for you. And for some of you, if you are working in a toxic environment, you're withdrawing. Some of you are quiet quitting. You're leaving for a new opportunity that's coming in. And some of you, with that Knight of Wands there, I feel this is a desire for new adventures, for spontaneity, for even independent creative thinking. So some of you are brainstorming new ways to launch new ideas or new businesses. Some of you could be becoming an entrepreneur if you're not already. But also this is you trusting in your visions. So some of you may even withdraw briefly in the month of June, really to have no distractions, to really focus on revitalizing your spirits for your career, having new ideas, implementing those new ideas, and being really enthusiastic and exciting about the direction that your career is headed in. Because this is like leading with passion. This is about you, trusting that you're on the right path. And I definitely see that you are, even if you're making some changes. Everything that you've experienced to date is transferable to the next part of your journey. Whether it's a person you met, whether it's an experience you had, whether that's good or bad experience, it helps you on the journey ahead. And I definitely see everything that you've learned and established and accomplished till now is relevant for where you're taking your career and your money to the next stage. And for those of you who are currently out of work or have been searching for work and there's just nothing out there that, number one, is in alignment with the pay that you deserve for the skill set that you have, I do see that there are a couple of opportunities coming up that you may interview for. It's almost like I see one that you're going to interview for that you really don't 100% want. Okay, it feels very much like you're going to the interview maybe just to, again, don't shoot the messenger, because I feel like you're not in the business to waste your time. But I feel like you may be going to an interview just to get interview experience or get confidence to go into the interview room so that you are, just pulling feelers out for interviewing. That's so random, but that's coming out there. So some of you may have decided to take an opportunity to interview at a company that you go, okay, it's not exactly what I'm looking for, but let me just go anyway. And I feel like you're going to turn this one down, but you do you. It's totally free will. It's up to you, because I feel there's something else that comes in pretty much at the same time that you interview for, and it is perfect. It's the one you want. Okay. So I definitely see opportunities coming in, and you will have to choose, but ultimately it's a no-brainer, because I feel like there's one that you are just so excited about, and that's the one you're going to choose. Now, of course, there's no pentacles in your outcome energy, but anything that's in the resistance position, it will go into the upright position. So, the majority of energy that I've got from my beautiful Pisceans are you kind of brainstorming on how to be a little bit more independent in your career sector. This could feel like you've been micromanaged by somebody in your working environment, and you're stepping away, establishing yourself as someone who definitely does not need to be micromanaged, someone who actually has more skill set than the person who is trying to micromanage you. So you may be stepping into a new promotion or raise, but also it could be that if you are independent already, you're implementing new ideas to increase your wealth, okay? And some of you may even think about working from home or setting something up from home that is creative, that actually multiplies your wealth. Because as you see here, we've got the Knight of Wands there, okay? And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles multiplies wealth and, implements hard work, very practical energy about planting seeds, ideas, being committed to those plans, and seeing those plans through to the end to reach your goal. And of course, we have the Hermit there. So a lot of you will not want distractions. There's going to be a period of withdrawal to go and work on your own independently somewhere. For some of you, if you work in a company, for example, it could mean that there is potential for distractions this month. Noise distractions, maintenance work. I'm actually seeing I'm seeing like a hard hat right now as well in the water. Someone wearing a hard hat. That could be construction, for example. So maybe you want to withdraw from that in order to have no distractions and you're powering on through. It may be frustrating because the Devil card is there, but you will still do what you need to do. For some of you, if you're an independent worker, for example, your usual spot of working, there may be like some sort of construction work outside. It may be a little bit frustrating, but you will have to adapt and perhaps take yourself somewhere else briefly to work so that there is no distractions. But also, I'm getting the hard hat again, which kind of means either maintenance, so some of you may have to either fix a laptop or have maintenance done on something in the working environment, or it could indicate health and safety procedures at work. I mean, some of you may have to attend like another health and safety kind of meeting in order to make sure that you're on the right page when it comes to the procedures for the company. And if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you're looking into new health and safety practices that are coming in, or policies that you need to filter down to management or to, the people who work with you, or maybe even for yourself. So please take it as it resonates. So random, but it's come out there as well. I'm going to move away from that energy because these two cards, they were in the resistance position at first. So some of you may feel really exhausted, and you may feel that you're not being paid the right amount of money for the effort that you put into whatever it is you do. So you may be putting your feelers out there, keeping an eye on the job market, seeing if there's other opportunities. Some of you may have put your resume out there. We've already talked about that. There are two major opportunities coming in, and that's for the majority of my beautiful Pisceans, whether you're in a current working position or not. There's two coming in. One, it's just not fulfilling, okay? Or it's not what you're looking for, and I feel like you'll refuse this one. And there's one that you're going to grab with both hands. It just feels like a dream opportunity for you. And if you're an entrepreneur, it could mean that there is a client that's coming in that is very difficult, or a business partnership that you feel is really difficult, and you may have heard some things on the grapevine about this client or this business, and you're like, I want the business, but I don't want the headache of dealing with this person. But the universe sends you someone else who is more lucrative, but also who is more easy to deal with. There's a really great partnership available to you with this. It could be a branding, for example, because I feel you've got options and there's big choices at the end of the month, and you'll make the right decision because you're following your heart. So across the board, I feel it's really working for you. But these two cards, they will go into the upright by the end of June, which means you're going to be very passionate, driven by excitement, enthusiasm, more energy available to you. This is about you rising up, being unstoppable, and being determined to either approach your career in a different way that just brings a little bit more excitement and like fun to it. And that Queen of Pentacles indicates that you're still sticking to your plans, you're multiplying your finances. So if some of you have been worried about money recently, I feel actually there's an opportunity for you to have a little bit more money in your pocket at the end of June, or in your savings at the end of June, because this is a card of multiplying, but also saving, protecting everything that you're working for. For some of you, you may be thinking about pensions, putting a little bit extra in there, or maybe some of you may even meet with like a pension person, for example, to know your options regarding that. But the Queen of Pentacles basically is a card that indicates more wealth, or attracting more wealth to create security for you and your family. Because I feel this energy, it's not just you benefiting from your rewards. I feel either you are a parent or a guardian, or you're filtering out some of the money that you earn to family members to help them. So I feel this is across the board. There are better prosperity options coming in for you, and I feel that you're in the flow of being committed to those goals and dreams, and being very dedicated to increasing your wealth. And also you're going to find people who help you in your endeavors. So if you, for example, work for a company, I feel like there's some hiring and firing going on. I feel a lot of energy. Most of the people are leaving of their own accord, but I feel there may be some hires from outside the company coming in, as well as opportunities within the company. And I feel there is a new person who comes into the working environment, if you're staying where you're at, who becomes, a really good friend with you, but also someone who's very supportive. And I feel you'll rise through the ranks together. And if you're an entrepreneur, I definitely see that there's either a brand partnership or even like a merge going on between your company and someone else's, and it just feels like it's the right thing to do, and it increases your reach and your prosperity. So that's coming in there as well. And that Knight of Wands indicates you're going to be inspired, and things are going to be busy from about mid-June, okay? And I feel it almost feels like the beginning of June, it just feels like you're plodding along the same old stuff. But from mid-June, it just feels like things pick up pace, things get more exciting, and better opportunities arise. Now, of course, we have the Lovers card. Now, I do have to address the Lover's card. You know, it is called the choice card. So it means there's options here, and it basically is which one resonates with your heart the most, because you're definitely following it with that King of Cups. This is about you loving what you do. This is about you enjoying, respect for what you do, having a reputation that precedes everything. You're someone who puts your whole heart and soul into everything that you do. You give your 100%. And now it's about you stepping into a position to receive the rewards for that. Because we can take a very long path towards stepping up and leveling up each stage of our career, and it feels like those rewards are being made available to you right now. So the Lover's card is about choice, your options, and following that heart of yours. But also the Lover's card can indicate love, of course. Some of you may be partnering up with a partner, a spouse, or a family member, someone you care about. There is a potential here for a partnership, because the Solo card, the Hermit, can indicate some of you are working on your own right now on something, and it is expanding, so you need help. So maybe family members were helping you before because you just needed some help, and now you're like, well, why don't I make them part of the business so that you pay them in a certain way? You know, so some of you may be thinking about that at this time. Make sure, of course, you have contracts in place so that everyone is on the same page. But also some of you with that Lover's card, it can indicate that there may be like an industry romance, shall we say, available to you with the King of Cups and the Page of Swords. So someone could actually declare their feelings for you at a work event or a networking event, for example. It doesn't have to be someone who works in your company or in your department, but it can be someone who is actually in your industry that you strike up a relationship with if you are single and looking for love, okay? But the heart wants what the heart wants, and this is you following your heart for you to accomplish your dreams and your goals, and whatever it is that you visualize, because this is a manifestation card. Remember, we are vibrations, so your heart will vibe at a certain frequency of whatever it is that you want. And of course, with this card here and this card here, it means you're making steps to make those visions become a reality, and you're being serious. You've got a plan, you're sticking to it, and now you're taking action and implementing everything that you need to do in order to get the best out of the situation. And I feel the universe is delivering an opportunity that is right for you right now. So if those doors have been closed for you, it means that these new doors are opening up for you, and there's an exciting opportunity on the other side. That King of Cups can represent like a promotion, stepping into that dream job, you know, the holy grail of jobs. Or it could be you becoming an entrepreneur, loving what you do and offering all of your energy, time to create a vision of your brand or your business, and basically you're in a position of power. I see some of you are increasing your reputation for whatever it is you do. And I also see that a lot of you are being watched, especially if you're in a company, you're being watched for what you do and headhunted, or there is an energy of you being watched to step into a promotion, to be tapped for that promotion there. With the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, for some of you, it could be a partnership that you are kind of setting up right now. For some of you, it could be that you're getting a loan to set up a business, or you are actually, investing in a business with somebody, and that could be your energy and your love and your care and your devotion, and that both of you together can create really something special. I mean, for some of you, if you're in a business partnership already, I feel there was a potential, like it feels very much like there was a critical conversation where both of you, perhaps there was some sort of conflict, and I feel it can be resolved, actually. And there may even be like a mediator. With the Lover's card there, of course it means choice, but I feel for some of you, you and the partner, it feels very much like suddenly you see from both angles where both of you are coming from, and there could be a resolution before there is actually a breaking apart of the business. So that is coming through there as well. Now, for the majority of you, that Page of Swords is new ideas. This is an energy of you implementing exciting new endeavors. Also, it's a card that indicates that something that you have as an idea is worth exploring. This is a very explorative month for you, and I feel that, don't burn the candle at both ends, okay? Because I feel there's an energy here of you, how can I put that? Yeah, there's workaholism energy coming through in your reading. So just watch out for that. I feel it's kind of like methodical steps towards whatever it is that you want to do. I would say don't go too quickly. Make sure you've got a plan, a strategy, and implement each stage of the plan, and then you'll see it all come together. But also the Page of Swords is, it's the lurker of the deck. Let's put it that way. It means someone is watching you, or people are watching you, or people are seeing how you conduct your business. So I would definitely say, be honest with yourself. What's working, what's not working, basically declutter anything that's not working for you right now. Perhaps it's just not meant for right now. It may be that you're going to return to it at a later date, but really work on what's working for you so that you can increase and then be in a position to look at all other areas. Don't spread yourself too thin. But I also see that people are loving what you do and they're seeing it at this time, and it's increasing your opportunities for more. Okay. Now, on a personal level, when it comes to wealth, for example, I see some of you are a little bit worried about finances. You may feel that perhaps the price of living is going up right now and money is not going as far as it used to. But I feel some of you are implementing either new budgets or strategies in order to save a little bit more. I do see that you'll be able to save a little bit more at the end of June, actually. And for some of you, you are implementing new ideas. It could be that you're decluttering your home space, and rather than just, chuck it out, you may be actually putting it online to sell, upsell in some way, or to basically give a pre-loved good online to somebody else who's going to love it even further, but you will get a reciprocal financial exchange there for it. For some of you, it could be that you are tapping into a gift that you have, something that you haven't really, I feel like you've explored this gift. It's something you used to be passionate about, but you may return to it, is what I see, and you'll find that actually there's a financial avenue to it as well. So it could be something you're launching there. It seems like it's from home, because I feel a lot of you are wondering, how can I earn money from home? Or you may be looking into new ideas of how you can work from home. And for some of you, especially if you're in a company, you work for a company, you may actually find that there is some restructure going on behind the scenes, and it may mean that more people are going to be able to work from home. But I feel you'll still come into the office, because I feel this energy of community there, or integration, is still there. If you're an entrepreneur, it could mean if you're working and you've been hiring an office, for example, you may either find a different office that suits your needs, but for a lower rental price. Let me get my teeth back in my mouth there. Or it could mean that you're deciding that actually what you do, you can do from home. So you're kind of like downsizing, but you're actually saving long term. So I feel that happening there as well. So we have mystery, dark matter. Now that does connect to the Devil card with dark matter, okay? So it can indicate you looking at negative things in the working environment so that you can turn your back on them. Because let's face it, we work sometimes 8, 9, 10, sometimes some of us 14, 15 hours a day on our working practices. And, it's like, what's working, what's fulfilling, what's not. What is it you're not speaking up about right now? Because some of you, if you're in a toxic environment, some of you may just have been enduring a difficult circumstance. And actually, I feel some of you, you'll find that there's a lot of people in your circumstance feeling it, but everybody's just saying nothing about it. So there may be something that comes to light in the month of June, something that's been like a known secret, almost like unspoken. Everybody knows about it, but suddenly it comes to light so that all of you can band together and do something about it. But it's number 38 there. When you reduce it, 3 plus 8, of course, is 11. So that is a very positive number about taking things to the next level there. This card, it's basically an indication that the world, it still has mystery, okay? Just when you think everything's going wrong and there's no potentials or no possibilities, suddenly the universe sends you a plot twist, a bit of a curveball that says, here's an opportunity, what are you going to do with that? Or, basically, this turned out better than you expected. Sometimes we can catastrophize things by actually feeling that the worst is going to happen, because we're so used to things just going wrong that we kind of expect things to go wrong. But what if we changed our mindset and expected everything to go right? And if when things went wrong, instead of us thinking that they go wrong, it's just an indication from the universe that that opportunity later on down the line would not have been good for us. It wouldn't have been helpful for our growth, either in our career or for our personal health as well. So sometimes we have to change our mindset and recognize that there is an alternative way being offered to you at this time. Now, this card is a really wonderful card because I think I mentioned it in this reading. It basically means that just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Just because you can't see growth or the rewards doesn't mean it's not available, doesn't mean that it's not happening. I feel something is being orchestrated behind the scenes for you right now, and it will be revealed in the right time. So have faith when you get this card, because all those butterflies represent change, and that things like a cycle is swirling around you right now of change. And this change is actually going to benefit you long term. So trust the process, okay? Now also we have growth, plants. So this is, all those seeds that you planted, which basically represents your effort, your ideas, all the investment in your energy, the nurture and care that you've put into your career sector. These things are growing into something exponential. And, it's number 19, which of course is a sun card energy. But this indicates, again, that there is mystery and magic in everyday things. When we plant a seed in the soil, we trust that, nature is going to do its thing. The soil is going to enrich the environment, and the seed is going to feel nice and snug and warm and start to germinate. And of course the sun will send its rays to warm up the soil, and the water, the cloud, the rain, it actually nourishes. Water is purifying. It helps to aid growth. So again, it kind of links back somehow to that song about, there is pennies in the clouds or something, pennies from heaven there. And it's like we can't see that the seed is growing until suddenly a shoot appears. And then we see actually things are working. There is progress. And, sometimes just because we can't see there is growth doesn't mean that there is not growth. So I feel here that you're going to be pleasantly surprised. This indicates that you have made something from nothing. You are really in a great position. You've put so much hard work and effort into everything that you do that actually there is progress, and you're blossoming at this time. And, from anything that you're starting, it may feel small. The smallest of steps will actually lead to the greatest rewards, but you must take that step. And I really feel here that, there is respect here, there is happiness, there is fulfillment, and there is wealth. Because of course, plants, they represent wealth. Trees tend to represent, and I mean, if you look at the card, because my guide said, look at the card, listen to the song, look at the card, listen to the song. I mean, this literally looks like there are pennies coming from the sky. So, it's all somehow linked when my guides give you these messages, because I'm channeling at the same time as doing your reading. So I do see that, things are happening here and that you're on the right track. Now I'm just going to go and get some final cards before I completely close your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Pisceans? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Okay. Okay. So we have the Matrix. Okay. Now the Matrix is all about seeing things that perhaps we did not see before. Almost like if there are toxic situations that we've put up with for some time, suddenly, things start to break down so that we can really see what's going on. So it says here, revealing the truth, sacred work, real career, muse, catalyst, and possibilities. So it almost feels like everything is coming together for you, and anything that's toxic or has been making you feel stuck is falling away. Things are crumbling, but in the right way. And sometimes things become really difficult. It's almost like things fall apart so that they can fall together again. So I feel, trust the process because things are going to be very rewarding. We've got protection, so that indicates that you are protected in your endeavors, but also it says save your money. Guardian, investor, broker, insurance, retirement. So you may be thinking about, giving some excess money to retirement funds, or some of you may be asking for financial advice or getting some financial advice in your career through a broker. Some of you are looking at diversifying assets, acquisitions. I don't really know what I'm talking about there, but that's what I'm being given right now. Whoever is doing that probably knows what they're doing. So we've also got float away. Okay, now that is an air balloon, which basically means elevation. And it says winds of change blow, lofty goals in the clouds, drifting, hot air, and quest. Now, I do get the sense of quest. And again, when it comes to hot air, I feel like this is the first opportunity that may be offered to you. It feels like it's hot air. It feels like a company or an environment or an opportunity that kind of potentially would deliver not exactly what they said, but you can see through that because you've got your intuitive instincts on when you go to the interview or when you're offered it, and there's something else that helps you reach your higher goals on its way for you. So trust the process. I definitely see that, there's change afoot. Okay, so we have, all right, okay, so we have a cat. This is an independent trinket. It indicates, having your eye on the prize and, strategizing before you pounce on an opportunity. But also, again, it's this independent spirit. So some of you are either launching new independent ideas or want to become independent, or you are, basically looking at new options so that you can actually diversify or do something that you haven't done before. It feels like you're curious. The cat, I know they say curiosity killed the cat, right? But I feel actually curiosity is going to help you in this situation. It helps you remain independent, and it helps you see what is right for you and what is not right for you. By investigating all avenues, then you get a broader sense of your options. And of course, we've got the stag again. Isn't that really interesting? So that really connects to this sort of card there. Again, I'm getting a sense of respect, of growth, of something that you've been fighting hard to achieve being accomplished, that you are the victor. Okay, so again, it connects to this card completely. So very positive times ahead. I feel like you have been working through some difficult periods, but it will work in your favor. It will all be worth it in the end. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Pisceans. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when to update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Also, some of you have been reaching out to me because you've not been receiving notifications for my videos. Of course, I was a little bit concerned about this, so I reached out to YouTube, and I just thought I'd find out for all of you, not just for my videos, but for all the videos that you want to see from other people's channels as well. YouTube said that they did a bit of an update, and basically, if you go into your settings on YouTube and click the notification button, the update they did, it may have turned off the notifications, and you just need to go in there and turn it back on. Also, you need to be subscribed to the channel that you want to receive the videos from, and click their little notification bell as well there. So make sure all those things are on if you want to receive videos from either my channel or anyone else's channel there, and you've been wondering why suddenly you've not been receiving anything. They did some sort of change as usual, but this time it affected that area as well. So I hope that helps someone out there who has been asking. Thank you so much, my beautiful Pisceans, and love and light.